Kempire is brought to you by Happy 2025. It's a new year and it's a new era for the Kempire podcast. Make sure you subscribe today and make sure that you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And shout out to those of you that have left glowing reviews and maybe not so glowing reviews. That's okay too. Thank you so much for the support and sharing our new podcast and everything that's to come. We don't just recap all the things that you've seen already on our YouTube channel. You also get special exclusive episodes and sometimes additional thoughts to the live recaps that we had on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe today and make sure you give us a 5-star review. Thank you in advance. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, guys, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to share the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. It is a subscribers only live chat, okay? So make sure you subscribe and make sure you turn on your notifications. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, and behind the scenes here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here for our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. If you had to rate this week's episode from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I will say, although I'm not really interested in the fight between Dorit and Kyle, because I do feel like it's very performative in so many different ways, I was entertained. I was engaged. Okay? But we'll unpack it. So, last week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ended with the fight between Kyle and Dorit at the Viper Room. So that's where we begin this week's episode. Okay? And their fight is over whether or not Kyle is having communication with PK. And Dorit is acting really crunk. She's like coming towards... wait, didn't we see in the preview that we heard glass break or something like that happen? So what happened with that? Were we supposed to believe that these women were physically fighting? Well, according to Garcelle later in the episode, or maybe it was on the after show, and I think she said this to Bose, that she's never seen them like this before. I actually thought that it might get physical. Did we really believe that Dorit was going to get physical with Kyle? This is why I don't believe that Dorit is giving us anything authentic. I think that Dorit is performing. Dorit is showing us that she is actually an actress. Chandler says, so there was no glass break? I didn't see it. Did I miss it? We've never seen this side of Dorit. And some might say, okay, the delusional folks will say, well, she's going through a lot. She's going through the divorce. The separation. She's got a lot of things going on, and she's tired of Kyle's BS. Look, I'm tired of Kyle's BS too, especially in this episode. I am. But I'm also tired of Dorit. Dorit not bringing anything, and then she decides to actually work this season, but bring us something that's not real. I think she can be really annoyed with Kyle, because we all are. However, I feel like it's not real, because we've never seen an inkling of this Dorit before that's ready to get physical. Nelly says, I heard a glass broken. I didn't see it. And Nelly said, AI? Maybe. Maybe. But anyway, so they're getting crunk, Kyle and Dorit, and Kyle's like, I'm done. Kyle, though, is saying things that I feel. And she's saying, like, she doesn't believe that Dorit is genuinely upset about her communicating with PK. I think we could all agree, like, we don't think that anything's going on between Kyle and PK. We more so believe that things are going on between Dorit and Mauricio, but we don't believe anything. And people have their reasons. They were like, Kyle will never be attracted to PK, okay? Or PK's not attractive, okay? He's attractive to someone, Dorit. So, okay. But if we were just to talk about people that we did not know, and we were just talking about the principle of it all, we would not appreciate your girlfriend communicating with the man that you're having issues with and in the middle of a separation. Right? So then there's that. Oh, is it Founders Day for the AKAs? Happy Founders Day to the AKAs. Happy Founders Day to you guys as well. I should have wore some pink and green. Damn, sorry. I just keep messing up. I miss the deltas. I'm missing the AKAs. El Singleton says, I think the producers add sound effects. They do. But something like that, to add a sound effect like that, made a lot of people believe that there was something that really went down at the Viper Room when we didn't see much of anything. And Erika getting up to kind of pull Dorit back, like, no, this is too much. It felt like theatrics. It felt like they were putting on. Honestly, I'm watching it, and I did not think that Dorit was going to physically harm Kyle. I just looked at Dorit like, okay, girl. Next, you're going to pull out a cigarette and light it up in the Viper Room. All right. Wendy says the Kappas were on January 5th. Happy Founders Day to them. We missed that. Y'all didn't mention that. It's all right because we don't have any Kappas in the building. Okay. Okay, Theo says, I wear pink every Wednesday. Okay, mean girl. Anyways, so Kyle and Dorit get into this argument over her not showing Dorit the text message. Again, I agree with Kyle in this instance that she doesn't believe that Dorit genuinely is upset about her communicating with PK. I agree with Kyle with that. That's the only thing in this episode that I probably agree with in regards to Kyle. Probably the only thing. Damn, Sin. Come on now. Let's not do that. Sin says, Happy Founders Day to everybody except Giselle Bryant. Okay. We talked about that yesterday if you missed our Tuesday takeover when they were talking about regular Robin. Anyways, so Garcelle says to Dorit, I did not expect us to make this left turn in this conversation. And then Garcelle says to her, like, I thought you were going to talk more about what's going on between you and PK. She's like, how are you doing? And Dorit says to her, do you genuinely mean that, Garcelle? Do you genuinely mean that? And here I'm going to defend Dorit one time. I think we all were looking at Garcelle. Garcelle, you okay, girl? You really care what's going on with Dorit right now? Come on, let's be real. Let's call a thing a thing. I do believe, like Garcelle, that was out of left field. Do we really believe that Garcelle cares about Dorit? No. I think Garcelle knows how to make good television, and she is a producer. And I was like, Garcelle, did you really care? But the Garcelle's like, oh, am I the one am I next? Pay attention to Kyle and Sutton's faces when Garcelle asks Dorit, is she okay? And then Dorit's response. Their reactions were pretty comical. Okay? So Erika then escorts Dorit out because Dorit is fired up. Okay? She's fired up. Shersa says, yeah, Garcelle isn't the one who should ask Dorit anything, laughing out loud. It was definitely out of place, Garcelle. If you and Dorit were in a better place, we could understand. But we understand why you were like, how do we go from almost getting a conversation about Dorit and her separation to Dorit versus Kyle? I can understand Garcelle saying that, but I couldn't understand when Garcelle's like, how are you doing? How are you doing? You don't care. Because we don't care either. You ask the things that we want to hear. All right. But Kyle thinks that Dorit is doing this in front of the new folks because you see that it seemed as if when Dorit and Erika left the Viper Room when they went out front, it felt like Bose wanted to go too. Did anyone notice that? Bose was sort of like, don't leave me. And then Bose was left there to sort of defend Dorit. And Kyle already is kind of like, I think Dorit is purposely doing these antics in front of the new people that don't know the history between her and Dorit. Okay? Malibu Surf says Garcelle just wants the tea. And as we all do, but let other people get the tea, girl. Okay? Let other people get the tea. Because I agree with Dorit in that moment. Like, do you genuinely mean that, Garcelle? Do you genuinely mean that? She doesn't. She doesn't. And I wish a producer would have asked Garcelle in that moment in the confessional, did you really have concern for Dorit? Because I can already tell that Garcelle was like, not really. Oh, my goodness. Right, April says, I thought Bose was going to follow. Malibu says, why does everyone want PK? Who wants PK? Who wants PK? Delon says, I was actually here for Garcelle this episode. She had me weak. Look, y'all gonna understand that Garcelle is doing what she's supposed to do. Okay? I keep telling you, we don't have to love everything that she does during the season, but we understand she understands the assignment and she's necessary. Okay? Oh, Dee Dee says, that's a Sag for you. They're going to speak their mind regardless. Yep. Garcelle's a Sag. Shout out to the Sagittariuses. All right. So Garcelle's had said to Dorit before she left, she's like, OMG, am I the next in line? She was. So Dorit and Erika go outside. I will say this. Erika feels like, and I'm not going to say that Erika's two-faced, but I definitely feel like she is playing both sides of the fence when it comes to her friendship with Kyle, because if you watch her on the after show, she's all about Kyle, but when she's with Dorit, she's all about Dorit. I'm not going to say she's two-faced because I don't feel like she's being 100% two-faced, but she's very slick with how she handles those conversations. Just saying. And it's not being diplomatic. It's not very diplomatic how she's handling the conversation. But again, I don't think she's being 100% two-faced. But watch out for Erika. Okay? All right. But again, Bose is sort of like trying to explain what Dorit might be going through. She sees her side. Kyle is like, you see it that way because Dorit is doing this purposely in front of new people that don't know the history. All right. It's Mitzi says that, hold on. It's Mitzi says Erika's twerking on the fence harder than Kemp. Twerking on the fence is different. Twerking on the fence is where you can see one side of the situation and you can see the other side of the situation. I feel like she's not doing that. Shirsta says, you're being nice, Kemp. She's two-faced. I watched the after show. Okay, so you're seeing what I'm seeing. I didn't want to call her 100% two-faced because we've seen two-faced on the Housewives. And I don't feel like that's what Erika's doing, but she's definitely giving one person to Dorit and another person to Kyle because I think she understands her relationship with Kyle. All right. Moving on. So Sutton decides to host Kyle and Garcelle. Are we noticing a new alliance forming between Kyle, Garcelle, and Sutton? It doesn't last. Because if you watch the after show, Kyle doesn't see it for Sutton, and Kyle did not appreciate Garcelle's comment about the lesbians. So if you thought that there was some sort of alliance forming between the two of them, well, it's done. And maybe during the season it's over. So Sutton, I didn't even realize look, we've seen Sutton's backyard, but apparently we did not see all of Sutton's backyard. And maybe we have before, but I did not realize she had a tennis court in her backyard. I was like, oh, we're going to play tennis at Sutton's house? The beach club? Or the country club? I was like, oh, okay. So Sutton has a conversation with Kyle. Kyle says that she still hasn't gotten this upset and her veins popping since Camille. And they flash back to Camille and her having this argument back in New York City. I completely forgot about that. Do you notice how different Kyle looks? She looks so different. Elle Singleton said, what's Sutton's sign? Zodiac. You forgot? Virgo. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Theo says, I don't like that alliance. Kyle's taking issue with the comment is rich, considering she was the one who perpetuated it. In regards to the lesbian stuff, yeah, I agree. Let me say thank you. We had 3 super chats. Thank you, Loretta, for the super chat. Loretta says, I love Garcelle, but I would not have been so blunt. I mean, Erika said the same thing. Like, Erika's just like, Garcelle says things that I want to say, and this is coming from Erika Jane, that has said everything. She said, Garcelle says things that I want to say, but I just don't say. Mind you, she's also saying, I wish Garcelle and Sutton would show more of their lives. Okay, like you did, girl. QT, thank you Queen T, thank you so much for the super chat. They say, let them tussle. I don't like either of them. Dorit and Kyle. I agree. Like, I don't like either one of them. So I hate that every week I'm like, okay, well, this person had a point and this person had a point. Neither one of them are likable. Rosa, thank you so much for the super chat. Rosa says, when are you coming to do a live show in Amsterdam? Love from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. I love your live streaming. Love Bosema, beautiful woman. Rosa, I've been to Amsterdam 6 times in my life. I haven't gone in I went there last summer. Not this past summer, but the last summer. I'm always in Amsterdam. I don't know if I could do a live show in Amsterdam. I just don't know if we have the people there to do a live show in Amsterdam, which is what I kind of like. When I go to Amsterdam, I feel like, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm always in Amsterdam. Maybe I'll do a local meetup. But if you live in the Netherlands, I went to Rotterdam, not my last trip. I think the trip before that, or maybe it was my last trip. But if you live in the Netherlands, and when I come there next, maybe we'll do like an impromptu meetup, like a nice little small meetup or something like that. It doesn't have to be a live show. But yeah, anyways. Exactly, Alma. I thought this immediately when Erika said this. Alma says, thank you for being a member, Alma. Shout out to, I see a lot of members in the live chat. Shout out to the members. Alma says, Erika pointed out why we need Garcelle. Who else is going to say, be a lesbian? Archon says, Lisbon meetup. I should have done one when I went to Lisbon. Next time I come to Lisbon, I'll do something. Winter says, Amsterdam in the house. What's going on? Yes, we are here. I didn't realize that. Ariana says, I'm going to Amsterdam this summer. You're going to have a great time. I love Amsterdam. Now I feel like I need a trip. Stay tuned, y'all. I'm not coming now, though. Wait, there's a bunch. Wait, hold on. Amsterdam's in the building. Hold on. Sensi. Oh, there are a lot of people in Amsterdam right now. Hey, okay, we're going to have to do a meetup the next time I come to Amsterdam. And if you're part of the replay crew, let me know if you don't have to be in Amsterdam, but if you can take the train to Amsterdam, because we have people watching from Rotterdam, which is not far. Wow. Who knew? I'm like, I only got 1 or 2 people in Amsterdam. I know Cece Loves You is also in Amsterdam. I told her next time I'm there, we're going to meet up. Okay. Oh, wait, we got someone from Rotterdam in the house too. Another person from Rotterdam. Oh, maybe I should do a live show in Amsterdam. Stay tuned. Who knew? You just never know who's watching. All right, let me move on. So they're playing tennis. I'm glad that they played tennis and they didn't play pickleball. I'm so done with pickleball. Okay, I'm done with pickleball on these Housewives shows. So I was glad we're gonna play some full-on tennis. Okay. So Kyle talks about, how she feels about Dorit. Sutton thinks that Kyle has a problem when people stand up to her. This is what I can appreciate about Sutton, because she could be in a good place and not like Dorit, but still she's going to speak the truth. All right? Gina, who watches from the Netherlands, says she's part of the replay crew. So shout out to the replay crew. Okay, Cree says, I'll come over from the UK for the Amsterdam show. Okay. Note to self. Stay tuned, Amsterdam. Okay. Look, there's a bunch of people from Amsterdam in here. Marish says, Amsterdam here. Love you, Kempire. Sonia says, after Amsterdam, bring yourself to Detroit. We love... We love Kempire too. Thank you so much, Sonia. I know. Okay. Rotterdam is in the Netherlands. Rotterdam is like a train ride away. It's a car ride away from Amsterdam. Okay. All right. I had no idea. All of a sudden, all of Amsterdam was coming out here. Malibu says, pickleballed out. I agree. So, but Sutton says what we all have said about Kyle. Honestly, after the season, I know we've been saying this for season after season. We need a break from Kyle. The audience, I'm seeing more and more people like, this is why people like Dorit this season, because she's coming after Kyle. We're tired of Kyle. And next week, she's going to be running through a room crying. Again, we don't care. No, we don't care. So Sutton thinks that Kyle has a problem when people stand up to her, which is true. We can agree with that. Garcelle is not going to play. She says, oh, I hurt my arm. Garcelle's she's like, I look too cute and just want to have a cocktail. Okay, we believe the cocktail part. The cute, Garcelle, I tell you guys this every week. Garcelle has a lot of amazing qualities. The fashions in recent years, because I'm not going to talk about the early years. The early years she was doing it. The fashion in recent years, including her tennis outfit, no. That was not too cute. No, it was just fine. I didn't even love the hair either. No, Garcelle. Look, no. You got to look. We're going to call a thing during this recap. No, Garcelle. It's a no for me. Do you disagree? Virginia says, exactly, those fashions, ma'am. She says, I look too cute. And I think, look, when I say cute, I think Garcelle is cute. Cute as a button. Beautiful woman. Cute personality. Dynamic personality. But the fashion was not so cute that she couldn't play tennis. Girl, you were more ready to play tennis than anyone, okay? Okay, but anyways. Move on. We're not going to dwell. Right? Virginia says, it was giving a little disheveled. It was. Oshri says, is she trolling us? I think so at this point. I do think so. All right. Moving on. The girls club said, the outfit was frumpy, and I'm a Garcelle fan. We all love Garcelle here. This is a safe space to tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay? Missy says Garcelle's beauty saves her. It does. But when she said this outfit is too cute, I was like, Garcelle. Now, if we were really friends, Garcelle, I tell you, I'm like, no. You really want to wear that? No. But fine. Anytime I talk about fashion, people are like, you have nerve to talk. I never claimed to be a fashionista. And plus, please understand, when I'm on television, there will be a stylist, okay? And if everybody named Mama was dragging me for my style, that stylist would be fired and we find another one. Barry says, come on, nope. Barry says, at this point, Giselle and Garcelle are the same. People have said that Giselle's fashion has improved this season. I think what's bad with Giselle is the fact that Giselle doesn't really have a lot of redeeming qualities. At least with Garcelle, we're like, there's so many amazing redeeming qualities with Garcelle. We're like, okay, the fashion, whatever. With Giselle, it's like you're mean-spirited, you're nasty, you can't dress, you're always producing, you won't show your real life. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on. Okay. Okay, we got to stop. We are spending so much time on this, but I'm going to read this. Elsinger says, her face card never declines, but the wardrobe card declines like an Amex in the hood. Wow. I know that's right. Alma says, Garcelle uses her money for her beach house and production. Look, everyone values things differently. Some people love handbags. Look, Kyle loves her handbags. She spends her money on her handbags, not glam or anything like that. People like to spend it on food or trips or things like that. Some people are not into fashion like that. So, there we go. Poppy says, Talbot's Couture. Y'all are wrong today. Okay, let's move on. Like, why are we still talking about the fact? I bring up one thing and then y'all go in. Y'all go in. Keisha says, I thought we knew by now that we do not look to Garcelle for the fashion. I had to talk about it. Thank you, Philly. Philly says, wait 1 minute, Kempire. Kempire is fly in person. If you haven't met him, fly away. And I met Philly John in Philly. Just saying. Thank you, Philly John. People only see my tops. They don't see the full situation. If you come to a live show, you will, though. Washington, D.C., we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th. That's literally almost a week away. Have you gotten your tickets yet? Have you gotten your meet and greet tickets yet? You never know who's going to be there. You never know what tea is going to be spilled. If you're in the DMV area, get your tickets. I know it's going to be an interesting start to the week, but let it be a fantastic, beautiful end with me. Okay? Damn, that didn't sound right. Anyways, make sure you guys get your tickets for the Kempire After Dark live experience coming to Washington, D.C. And then in February is right around the corner. Remember, it's the shortest month of the year. So go get your tickets for the Kempire After Dark, a live show coming to New York City on Friday, February 21st at the Green Room 42. There is a live stream option for those that are in Amsterdam or London or wherever you might be. So go get your tickets today for that. You know what, Mr. Melon Max, you are so filthy. He says, we always see you top, Kemp. Really? All right. Only I would get that. Some of y'all are like, what? Anyways. Foxy says, is Karen coming? Karen's in rehab. Or her wig. I should get the wig. Can someone find me the wig in DC? I'll bring it. All right. Okay, let's move on. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. This is our weekly recap of the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yesterday, we talked about Traders, 90 Day Fiancé, Hot Topics. If you missed our Tuesday takeover, be sure to check that out. You can also hear the podcast version on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today. All right. So back to this. I'm going to move on from the Garcelle fashions, okay? So Garcelle's sitting there taking selfies, and I'm thinking to my, never mind, let's move on. Because y'all just keep it going, and I want to move on. That was such a small part to the scene. So they sit down to have lunch, and Kyle says that the first person that she spoke to was Mauricio. And she told him that she can't be friends with PK. And Mauricio's like, that's the stupidest thing he's ever heard. I just wonder if it was a different man, or what would what would Mauricio feel like? I feel like he realizes that Kyle would never be interested in PK. All right. Jason Hernandez says that I'm convinced that Garcelle is her own stylist. I don't think so. But anyways, Garcelle says that she also would not like it. This is what I can appreciate about Garcelle and Sutton, because even though they're friends with Kyle, they will still say that, you know, I wouldn't agree with you texting my ex when we are in a bad place. Then Sutton, this is the Virgo in Sutton. Virgos just say things not realizing that it could hurt or it's too much. You need to pull back. You need to filter what you're saying. This is where Sutton reminds me that she is a Virgo. And it's also Sutton. Okay. So Sutton is like, oh, you can relate to what, you know, because, you know, Kyle's like, you know, the Garcelle stuff is different. And Sutton's like, well, no, you can relate, you know, with the infidelity. And Kyle is just like, what? What do you mean? What infidelity? And then they play a clip of Kyle talking about something. And look, Kyle has never confirmed infidelity. She did say during the reunion that there was something that happened between her and Mauricio that broke their trust. That doesn't necessarily mean infidelity. If anything, I wish Sutton would have spun it around and would have been like, well, you were unfaithful to Mauricio with the Morgan of it all. You know what I mean? For me, that was infidelity. But then, you know, Sutton tried to clean it up, you know, the Instagram stuff. Well, no, Kyle said, well, you're talking about the Instagram stuff when she was talking about him replying to people on Instagram. And this is when Garcelle and Sutton talk about in their confessionals. Garcelle's like, we don't talk about the husband. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. But Garcelle does say that, you know, there have been rumors for years about Mauricio. Yes, we know. There have been rumors for years. There's never been any solid evidence, but there have been rumors for years. Then Sutton is asked. Sutton knows a lot of stuff. So she knows what to share and what not to share. Okay? And the producer asks her, you know, is it just Instagram? And Sutton's just like, no. And look, based off the after show, Kyle did not like that. Kyle is not going to be in a good place with Sutton. I think Kyle moves on with Sutton, but I don't think they're really tight. And I think after this, they definitely won't be. Because if you watch the after show, Kyle did not like that comment or the insinuation. Look, in fairness, it was an insinuation. We never really had Kyle admit that she actually that he did anything. If anything, she's always denied it. All right. Aji, is that how you pronounce your name? Aji says, stop hating on Dorit Kempire. She's the online storyline, I guess the only storyline this season. Aji, this is my recap. I will talk and hate on whoever I want. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. and it might be the only storyline, doesn't mean I have to be like, it's the only storyline, so I love it. Oh my gosh, no. It's the only storyline, and that sucks for the fans that are watching it. And just because I don't like something doesn't mean I'm hating. Dorit has nothing that I would want to hate on. I don't want her pre-foreclosure. I don't want her bankruptcy. I don't want her man. Okay? Just saying. Anyways, moving on. I keep telling you, I'm in my villain era. Don't play with me. I'm leaning into it. Okay. That's the only storyline. Y'all should be very worried then. Okay? Very worried. Anyways, Cindy says, is that Dorit? Probably. Hey, Dorit. Hey, Dorit. So Garcelle says that she wouldn't like that either. Sutton then brings up the whole Kyle possibly having infidelity in her marriage. And Kyle's just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So it gets really awkward. It gets awkward. So Kyle suggests, do you mean the IG? And Sutton says in her confessional, no, it wasn't the IG. It wasn't the IG. So Kyle denies discussing Dorit and PK's relationship with PK because they asked her about that. And she says, no, that's not what we talk about. It's just memes and jokes. And I'm just like, okay. Honestly, I really believed Kyle in this moment until later in the episode. So let's move on to this scene. Erika, I want to see Erika build out this home, okay? So she goes shopping with her new interior designer, and Dorit joins her. Why every time that we've gone shopping for Erika, we look at one piece of furniture and then we're done? Then we're done. Can we get more? I could care less about us sitting down and talking about Dorit and her situation. But Erika did reveal that Tom's second wife, she took everything when she got divorced from him. And she says, I was trying to be a good person. She's like, let me do the right thing. She took a couple of things, which didn't make sense. That's why she needs to style over this place. And she says that she should have taken everything like the second wife. But she says if she had done it, it would have been a big deal. Probably. I mean, I can't imagine you're going to take everything. It's a good thing you didn't take everything because everyone would be like, that was bought with victims' money, everything that was in that house, including the stuff that you probably have in the apartment now, in your rental now. So it's a good thing you didn't take all of those things. Anyway, so Dorit talks about the group having an issue with their friendship with Bose. Because Bose, the day before, was telling them, like, I feel like Sutton was mentioning, like, there's some sort of issue about her being friends with Dorit and things like that. And Dorit's like, that's so elementary school. Oh, you can't be friends. Here's the thing. I don't think that Sutton, Garcelle, or Kyle, maybe Kyle, I don't think that what they're saying is that they don't want Bose to be friends with Dorit. That's not the vibe that I'm getting. I don't feel like it's like, oh, you got to be on our team. I think the fans might feel like that. I don't feel like that's what they're doing. I think what they've noticed, and literally Kyle and Erika confirmed this. They both agreed that they feel like Dorit was purposely trying to align with Bose and pull Bose in from the beginning. Literally Erika. Remember Erika, Two-Face? Y'all called her Two-Face? I did too. They all agreed. So everyone on this cast agrees that Dorit is just aligning herself with Bose because she's the new girl. She doesn't know anything about Dorit and what Dorit has said and done over the years. Even Erika, Dorit's friend, says that, yeah, I think that's what she was doing. So, but I also don't believe that I don't believe that Sutton and Garcelle wanted Bose to be on their side, but they also didn't want Dorit hogging up all the time with Bose. They wanted to get to know her too. And we haven't seen them filming together. And I wouldn't be surprised if production is just like, because remember, production is telling them who you're filming with. They're not, these folks aren't really naturally hanging out with each other. Well, some of them aren't. So I wouldn't be surprised that I already told you, I feel like production is trying to they're being Captain Save-A-Ho right now. They're trying to make Dorit a thing this season. So I think they have been aligning Dorit and Bose hanging out and things like that. Malibu says that Dorit's monopolizing Bose. But Bose bringing this information to Erika and Dorit made me kind of look at her like, And I've been looking at her like, during the after show. And I'm still looking at Bose with a, And here's the thing. Bose says, Dorit likes to talk and I like to listen. Fine. Garcelle says, of all the people that she would have thought that Bose would have clicked with in this group, Dorit was the last person. I think we all feel that way. It's not that we want Bose to pick a side. That's the worst thing a housewife can do when you're a newbie on a show. All right? However, I didn't expect that Bose would align herself. And mind you, I feel like she is aligning herself with Dorit. It's not like she's playing middleman and she's just like, I see what you're saying. I don't understand what you're... I really feel like she is being a better friend to Dorit than anyone else in the group. She's aligning herself with Dorit. That's fine. Maybe she sees something in Dorit that we just cannot see, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But okay. And Bose mentioned, I think it was in the after show. It's so hard sometimes when I watch the after show right after watching the episode. She mentions how, people, some people are closer in a group than others. We understand that, Bose. However, she uses Garcelle and Sutton as an example. And it's like, that's not a good example because they weren't like, best of buddies from the moment that they met. Garcelle was making her way with everybody when she first got on the show. Out of nowhere, this friendship between Sutton and Garcelle formed. And we were like, oh, we never saw that coming. And the same with this relationship. I just don't think that it's going to last. I'm going to tell you, I would bet money on it. I don't think that this relationship between Bozema will last. But probably it won't last because Bozema won't be on the show anymore. I don't see Bozema staying on the show. I don't see her staying on the show. She might come back next season. I just don't see her longevity of staying on this show. I think Bose knows what she's doing. She comes from a marketing background. She's got a new business that she's launched. I can see what she's doing. All right? So, which is fine, but I'm seeing two sides of Bozema when she's with the girls and then what she's painting in the confessionals. It's fine. She might see something in Dorit that we've never seen on this show. I don't know what it is, but she said, Dorit likes to talk, I like to listen. All right. All right. Okay. Moving on. Jermaine says a means to an end. Probably. Oh, look. Hold on. Wait, I'm losing all my comments here. Gustav says, wow, I stopped watching this crap, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or my channel. I don't even know who Bose is, but now Kempire has me interested. You're welcome, bravo. Okay. Okay. And yeah, shout out to Bozema. She recently went on social media. She was one of the people in California that lost one of her homes. I think it was her Malibu home, right? That she lost. But the story that she told about how she acquired that home and why it was so important to her was really, really beautiful. So sorry, Bozema, about losing your home. Okay. And shout out to everyone else in California that are still dealing with the wildfires. Malibu says, I don't want Bose to leave. I just don't feel like she's going to stay, to be honest with you. Okay? But we shall see. You never know. You never know. Okay, moving on. What else was said? Okay, so they talk about that. They also talk about, Dorit says that she feels like Kyle is texting PK. She says the whole conversation about Kyle texting PK felt secretive, which made her believe like something else nefarious was going on. I was like, oh, really? So now she thinks because Kyle is so defensive about the text message and not showing the text message makes her think that something else is being said. Well, at first, I'm like, okay, Dorit, you're doing too much. But then when she reads the text message later, I'm like, well, she had every reason to think something. All right. So speaking of Bose, so Bose is prepping to have surgery. She's going to get her fibroids. She had like 10, I think, fibroids removed. I think in the after show she says they ended up having a lot more. One of those fibroids was the size of a grapefruit. That's like the size of a grape. That's big to be inside your body. And she says she wants abs. She doesn't want like lumps and stuff. I was like, oh shoot. So she, her boyfriend Keely, they're having serious conversations about having children. So she wants a fighting chance to have children. And apparently he wants 3 children, like 3 of his own. Mind you, Keely looked great in that hat. I was like, all right, because we saw him before without the hat. But I was like, with the hat, I was like, yeah, okay, Keely. He's 48, not married, never been married, and doesn't have any children. So so they're serious. Like, they're talking about, like, children and things like that. She didn't say that, but she said they're having serious conversations. That's what I pieced together. Wow. Keely's like a unicorn. 48, no kids, and never been married. Wow. All right. So Bozema goes for a surgery. Keely's there by her side. Remember, he doesn't live in Los Angeles. He lives in San Diego. So he comes there to help her, heal after everything. How old is Boz? I'm assuming Bose is in her 40s, right? I apologize if she's not. All right. Sevi says, I think Bose is 47. Okay. Malibu says, oh, I had that surgery. Yeah, she was definitely, she says she's 47. Okay. She's 47 at the time of filming. So she's like about to be 48. So she wants to have more children. I mean, we're lucky in this day and age to have so many different options to have children, from adoption to surrogates. And there's just so many things. IVF. There's so many different options. So, okay. I mean, so they're about the same age. Keely is 48. So she's like 40, 47, 48. Okay. I mean, already that's going to be a challenge to get pregnant regardless. But we shall see. All right. Housewife from a housewife says, I'm concerned about Mr. Keely. Why? Do tell. Crystal says probably froze her eggs. I guess maybe she'll talk more about it. April says that surgery was horrible. She definitely looked like she was taken out by that surgery. Okay. So Keely's there helping her. Kyle comes to visit. Okay. Kyle comes to visit, and Kyle tells Bose that she was hurt by some of the comments that Bose made. Kyle says in her confessional that she was hurt by some of the comments that Bose made at the Viper Room. Because Bose was clearly, defending Dorit. So Dorit, literally as I'm watching the episode, I was like, Kyle came to her house and didn't bring anything. So Kyle did end up sending flowers, because I guess that's the West Indian in me. I'm like, you're coming to someone's house and you didn't bring a little something. But she did. She had sent her flowers, a beautiful bouquet, and it was sitting right next to a bouquet from Dorit. I kind of feel like these housewives end up fighting over the newbies to kind of pull them in. And I feel like some of the motivation might be behind that. But Kyle's like, oh, my bouquet looks better. Kyle's bouquet, gorgeous. Dorit's bouquet, gorgeous. But they're very different. And I don't feel like Kyle's bouquet was better than Dorit's. I felt like they were very different. But both were gorgeous. But why is it a battle? Like, I don't believe that Sutton and Garcelle or Erika are fighting for Bose's friendship. I definitely believe that Dorit and Kyle are fighting for Bose's friendship. Amit says, I thought the same. Where's the food? She sent flowers. I think both flowers were really gorgeous, but very different. I felt like Dorit's flowers were like exotic, and Kyle's flowers were a little bit more floral, and it was very, very pretty. Better than Happy Eddie's flowers that he sent to, look, I'm never going to let Eddie live that down. They sent to Dr. Wendy Asefo in Potomac. Now, that's what you should have sent for her birthday, her 40th birthday, Eddie. And I know what you're going to say. Well, they took her to Paris. He could have still sent some nice flowers. Flowers aren't that expensive. They're expensive, but not that expensive. Okay, anyways. And leave it alone. Okay, June. June says, but that is the stuff housewives pick at. I have better flowers. You're right. I just felt like we're done with doing the same housewife shtick that we've been doing for the last 20 years. Just saying. Nikki says, West Indians would have brought soup. I love it. Ooh, that sounds good right about now, Nikki. Nikki says, I would love a red bean soup right now. That sounds so good. Where can I get that right now in New York? I mean, there's plenty of places. I'm just thinking literally, where can I get that right now? The Girls Club says, dang, Eddie caught it straight. Every time I see flowers now, I think about those sad flowers that Eddie sent Wendy. Oh, damn. L. Singleton says, Eddie's flowers look like they ate one of his edibles. You guys ain't right. You guys ain't right. I need you to behave, okay? Please behave. All right. Let me say thank you. We had a few super chats as well. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I am going to drop the call-in link for our members first, but live chat. Be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We have already over 1,000 of you watching. Liking is easy, so do it. Truth is Trouble. Thank you for the super chat. Truth is Trouble is a girl. You were bumping pocketbooks with that lady, speaking of Kyle. So when you talk about infidelity, like Kyle likes to play in our face like we didn't watch you be flirtatious with this woman on a reality show, and now you don't even want to say her name. Agatha, thank you so much for the super chat. Agatha says, I will come for the meetup in Amsterdam. By the way, Erika was on Watch What Happens Live and looked bitter and angry overall. It was weird. Really? Agatha, where are you living? That you'll come to the meetup in Amsterdam, or do you live in Amsterdam? I love me some Amsterdam. Now y'all gonna make me go look at flights. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope your husband's doing better. Replay crew, prayers are working. Keep them coming. Thank you for the update, Julie. Glad he's doing a little bit better. And Kita, thank you so much for the super chat. And Kita says, hi from Toronto. Hope you do a live show here. So stay tuned. Ankita, stay tuned. First of all, I just want to visit Toronto. Speaking of a good red bean soup, I could probably get one in Toronto. Right, Toronto? Tell me where I can get a good red bean soup in Toronto. Okay. Derek, thank you so much for the super chat. Derek says, is it just me? But ever since Kathy's unseen footage debacle, she isn't in any real argument or blow-up episodes. No, they're making... Mind you, where is Kathy Hilton? Maybe that's what we're missing these last couple of episodes. A Kathy Hilton quirky moment. They're definitely giving Kathy the best edit ever, especially allegedly threatening legal action against the network. So, allegedly. So, that's probably why. You're never going to see a bad edit. Literally, Kathy Hilton saw Lisa Rinna, who looked a mess, on the red carpet, and they ran into each other, and they were like, oh, hey, it's Hollywood. They do that all the time. Reclaimed Roof, thank you so much for the super chat. And they said, hey, guys, off topic, it's an orange moon today. Oh, I saw the moon when I woke up a little early this morning when the moon was still out. I was like, oh, my God, the moon is beautiful. Big and full. Agatha, thank you so much for another super chat. Agatha says, I live in Switzerland recently. Oh, I want to go to Switzerland, too. So many places. I love the Europe cities. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding with my pronunciation of European cities. I feel like every time I repeat something incorrect that a housewife says, that y'all think that I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I'm making fun of them. All right. I'll see one of you Europe cities soon. Okay. All right, let me focus. Let me drop the call-in link because I have a few things that I want to a few things that I want to mention, but I know I'll end up forgetting to drop this call-in link, so let me drop the call-in link. Call-in link now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to drop the call-in link for our members on the community tab. We'll take callers in just a few minutes. I have a few more things that I want to mention about this episode as well. Live chat, we will drop the call-in link for you guys. Keep liking the video shortly. All right. So back to this. So, Kyle visits Bose, and Bose Bose looks like she's trying to understand where Kyle is coming from, but she also feels like Kyle is visiting her, almost like she's not sure if Kyle is trying to win her over or something else. Okay? So she talks about that in her confessional, and Bose says that she has Bose says she claims that she has 170-something besties, which might explain why she is able to navigate a friendship with Dorit, because she doesn't take friendships that seriously. That's what I picked up on. Because if you have 174 besties, it says to me the way you value friendship is different than me. Because there is not 100 and some people that I could call bestie. And it's not because I couldn't. But if you do that, and now I understand why she's able to have this sort of like surface level friendship with Dorit. And some might say, well, you can't have a surface friendship level with Dorit. She's, telling you all her business. Yeah, but is Bose sharing a lot with her? Tasman says, Kemp, you can get red pea soup almost anywhere. Anywhere in Scarborough, Toronto, Real Jerk, or Island Spice restaurant. Now I'm hungry, y'all. Let me focus. No more talk about food. Okay. All right. So they talk about. Bose says she has one friend that gets really upset if she sees that she's hanging out with one of her other friends. So she gets real sensitive. And there are friends like that too. I'm not one of those friends either. Like, I'm okay with a close friend having other friendships. But she says she has that one friend. So that one friend must be perturbed watching Bose form friendships with Dorit and these other women on the show. That friend must be livid right now. Right? Junebug says, I'm sorry, but if she's sus of Kyle, I would have definitely been sus of Dorit too. This is why I said I'm looking at Bose with the side eye, because I'm just like, and again, we're watching this from where we're watching this. We don't know Dorit. We're not around Dorit. We can only base off what we've heard other people say about her. Different people. I'll say that. Okay. Exactly. Miss Bernice says, thank you, Kempire, because that shows she's not invested in the friendship or any of her friendships. You're not telling me you can have 170 something besties, but I'm not calling everybody a bestie. Just saying. But okay. So she talks about that. And Kyle claims that Dorit didn't share anything with her. The producers were coming for Kyle in this episode because they were dropping receipts. Because Kyle claims that Dorit never really told her about problems in the marriage. So they showed the scene that they filmed where Dorit is talking about some of the troubles in the marriage. But Kyle maybe we'll explain this later. I don't know. Okay? And then Bose is just like, she finds that strange because in 5 minutes of meeting Dorit was opening up about her divorce. Well, Dorit likes to talk. So I don't feel like Dorit is not sharing, but I'm not surprised that Dorit was open with Bose, especially because I do feel like she was doing that strategically for a reason. But they also dropped the receipts that things were, that Dorit did share things with Kyle. Did Kyle take it seriously then? Maybe she took that moment as, it was that moment and things had gotten better. I don't know. But you know how producers are. They're going to insert that and be like, oh, look, Kyle's lying. She did tell you something. Maybe she did. Maybe things got better. Remember, by the end of last season, we thought things were in a better place with PK and in Dorit. But okay. I still think things are okay with PK and Dorit. I don't believe this divorce. Okay. All right. So Bo says that she finds it strange because Dorit opened up to her the first time meeting her. Dorit was upset that Kyle didn't show her the text message. Bo says. Kyle says that Dorit thinks that she's being manipulative, which Kyle believes that if you think I'm being manipulative, that says to me that you might be a manipulative person. Okay. Kyle then decides, because they're having this conversation, and Kyle decides, like, she responded to this, this rumor on social media. I had to replay that scene over. I was like, Kyle, how is this relevance? Your Honor, relevance. She pulls out the picture of Dorit hugging Mauricio, and she talks about the rumor that people have talked about in regards to Mauricio and her. Honestly, though, when they replayed that scene, when Dorit hugs Mauricio and then kisses his shoulder, I was like, the rumors might be true. Why are you kissing my husband's shoulder? It's one thing to hug him, but you hug him and then you kiss his shoulder? Okay. All right. But I also still don't understand why Kyle went there in regards to, like, well, here's my proof. And Bose is just like, a hit dog gonna holler, and Kyle is hollering. Gigi says, now I want soup. Me too, Gigi. Today's like perfect day in New York for soup. What's the weather right now in New York? Look, Kempire, you're live. It's okay. Look, it's all right. I just want to know what the weather is. I want the temperature. I'm going to go find me some red pea soup after this. All right. Chandler says, yes, that kiss was odd. And when they replayed it, I was like, I don't agree with Kyle in this moment. I don't know what she's, reaching for. But when they replayed it, I was like, that's strange. But okay. Whatever. So, as you know, Erika was in her feelings about how no one did anything for her when she was going through what she was going through with Tom. And, she wanted you, like, where was my pizza party? And look, you might say, and this is why I find it so interesting when Erika says, that whole female empowerment and sisterhood thing from Sutton is not real. And I said, look, Sutton has her ways. Sutton's not innocent. Sutton has her ways. I 100% agree. She's a Virgo. I'm not surprised. Sutton has her ways. However, these are the moments that people don't pay attention to. It was Sutton's idea to do this whole, like, let's bring, she was complaining about us not doing a pizza party. Let's do something for her. So they show up to Erika's home, Sutton, Garcelle, and Kyle. Kyle was the only one supposed to be going over there. And they're sneaking in. And mind you, this tells you that these people aren't really friends. Because Kyle is showing up there and she's like, what are these lemons? You've never been there before? You didn't realize it? Look, even us watching the show know that she has a lemon tree. You didn't know that she has these huge lemons? And she's like, oh my God. Tells you that these folks aren't real friends. All right? Oh, wait, Marigold says that Chuck E. Cheese scene seemed like a dig at Erika. Really? Have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese? That pizza is delicious. I went once, and I went as an adult. I don't even know if there's still Chuck E. Cheese in New York. I'm sure maybe? I don't know. But that pizza is actually delicious. It's not the best pizza in New York, but it's definitely some good pizza. But anyways, so they surprise Erika and like, we're taking you somewhere. And they surprise her. I wasn't sure what they were going to do. Erika's thinking that they're going to take her on a private airplane and go somewhere. No. They took her to Chuck E. Cheese. But do you guys think that it was a dig? I thought they were trying to be funny and cute. Look, it's not like they did anything big for Kyle. They made pizza. They went to Kyle's house and they made pizza and they were there for her. So they actually took Erika out. They made a whole plan about it. They heard Erika and they did something about it. They went to Chuck E. Cheese and they played games. Okay. They called Kyle a lesbian. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. I will say, though, based off of this scene, I actually, for a moment there, my heart got a little soft for Erika because Erika says that, as you know, she was upset about not having her pizza party. And then she she reflects on how far she's come since the Tom situation. And she talks about, what she went through and where she is today. And I was just like, the way she described it, the way she explained it, I was just like, you know what, Erika, good for you. It seemed like you did some self-reflection. You know what I mean? I just liked some of the things that she said in this moment that I was just like, oh, Erika, you really did learn something. Maybe. Look, maybe. It could be all an act. But I respected what she had reflected on during this time and where she was in her life and how she's trying to revamp the home. Even though she said, you know what, I can't necessarily buy a new home right now, but I can redecorate the one that I'm living in. Goes back to what we were talking about last week during the previous recap, that a lot of people learned during the pandemic. It's not about owning or renting. It's about making your space. If you had to stay in that space and not go outside, make it feel comfortable. Make it a home. And mind you, didn't she move in there during the pandemic? And honestly, when they went through her house, I was like, it felt like just mismatched. Just a lot of, you could tell she just escaped in the night and just bought whatever. It didn't make sense. And it's been how many years that she's been living in this place. I agree that she should be renovating and making some changes to it. Maybe nothing crazy, but enough. Mary says, Kempire joining the Erika gay army? Never. All right. Gustav says, I don't trust Erika. It's all an act. Well, you know what? I hope whatever she shared on the show, that someone can connect with that and learn from that. Like what I was just talking about. But yeah. Sammy says, Kempire, do you think that Erika's self-reflection is going to last long? Well, I think it will last for the season. All right, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We have over 1,100 people watching on YouTube, and we have quite a few of you watching on Twitch and Twitter and behind the scenes here on TikTok. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts on... Oh, wait. Her therapist told her to say that, Judy says on TikTok. Okay. All right, moving along. Okay. Guys, let's not call people out their names in the live chat. It's one thing to have your opinion, but to be calling people derogatory names is not acceptable in the live chat. It doesn't matter if you like them or if I like. Don't. Thank you. First warning. All right. So their conversation then goes to Kyle. And Gar says to Kyle, if you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. But she says more than that. But that's the line that everyone's reflecting on right now. Like, what? But Kyle on the after show, I did not expect Kyle to have the level of anger that she had towards Garcelle in regards to it. I didn't think that she really thought anything about it. But apparently she's like, I did not like that comment at all. Kyle, you brought this woman on the show, had these flirtatious scenes with her, did a whole music video insinuating that this was a romantic relationship. You hiding her in photos. Kyle, what? And now you're mad at Garcelle? And Garcelle says in the after show, and even in this moment, she's just like, whatever you want to be, be. We are going to support you. We are here for you. If you are going to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. Erika's just like, Garcelle says the thing, like, I thought it, but Garcelle says things that I think, but I wouldn't dare say. That's a Sagittarius in Garcelle. But Jillian says, I'm not surprised that Kyle is upset. You think I would learn by now, right? Okay. You think that I would learn. I just was like, you're upset with what you've given us in regards to your story and in regards to Morgan. But okay. Fine. Ms. Esquire says, listen, where's Renna when we need her to shout, gaslighter? Oh, goodness. Exactly. Blue Hoodie says, don't parade your 20-something girlfriend on the show, then act surprised. And I think Garcelle was like leaving it open for like, whatever you want to be. If that's what it is, we are here. We're here. But I guess she didn't feel that way. Kai says that she should have never brought Morgan on because I had never heard of her. Me either. Okay, Trey Whitmay says, she did Kempire. She's playing poor for the show, and I'm over it. All right. So Kyle then, in this moment, shares the text message that she has sent to PK after denying that she talked to PK about PK's relationship with Dorit. She basically confirms that she's definitely said more, and she's talked about their relationship, and it's not just memes and jokes. So Erika reacts, Garcelle reacts, Sutton reacts. It's like, so what you said is not the truth. So in this final scene, at Bo's house, Garcelle goes to visit Bose. She brings Jamaican food. She said she couldn't find Haitian food. Garcelle, Bose's assistant, says to Garcelle, "Oh, please take off your shoes." Garcelle, I'm surprised you weren't the first one to take off your shoes. You're Haitian. But Garcelle's like, "Oh my gosh, I hate when I have to take off shoes. It's a part of the outfit. The outfit is not what it's supposed to. It's not doing what you think it's doing." It's not doing what you think it's doing. Take off your shoes in my black house. Take off your shoes in my African house. Okay? Stop. I didn't expect her of all people. Okay? Her of all people. Haitian at all. I hate when I have to take off my shoes. It's a part of the outfit. Garcelle, take off your shoes. Take off the jacket. Matter of fact, go up to Bose's closet and let's pull something out. Okay? And y'all gonna leave Bose and her fashion alone. I know her fashion isn't the best, but let's go piece something together upstairs. Okay? April says, "No, I liked her outfit that time." It wasn't a bad outfit, but look, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. All right. Oh, wait, Housewives to Housewife says, "No, Haitians definitely wear shoes in the house." Whoa. Apparently Garcelle's one of them. Don't walk with shoes in my house. You know what it is? I know Bose does provide slippers and things like that for her guests. Even booties. But I get it. You're filming a show. You want... Her plan for going over this, she's like, "I'm going to show my outfit, and the shoes are part of the outfit." JW says, "It's a habit for me. I always offer to take off my shoes. That's my norm." Mine too, but I understand some people, it's not. Okay. All right. So Garcelle brings Jamaican food. She says she couldn't find a Haitian restaurant. I guess that was open at the time of this. So she says she doesn't like taking off her shoes. The shoes are part of the outfit. Garcelle then talks about how that Dorit is an embryo up Bose's coochie. And Bose is just like, oh. And Bose is just like, she doesn't understand why she feels like it's juvenile. She doesn't understand why everyone feels the way that they feel about the friendship that she has. And look, Stephanie says, "Not this Haitian. Speak for yourselves." I'm telling you, Haitian, like, it's very Caribbean. It's all for me. The whole diaspora is on the same page. Okay? All right. Oh, wait. Miss Esquire says, "In LA, you have to be prepared for nearly everyone to be shoeless. It's just a thing." Oh. Gigi says, "No shoes in my apartment. Dragging in germs. Yuck." So Garcelle brings up that, Dorit being up Bose's thing, and Bose is just like, she didn't expect that. I wish they wouldn't even comment on it, to be honest with you. I wish they would just let it be. Just let it be. Let it play out. Let the fans say it. Okay? Exactly. Amit says, "Indians, Canadians." Yeah. Take your shoes off. In some cultures, it's very disrespectful to do it. Okay? Elsington says, "I'm black, non-Caribbean, and I hate shoes in the house. It's nasty to me because your shoes have been outdoors with disgusting elements." Agreed. Like, I have specific slippers that I wear in my house, and these slippers don't leave the house. Like, I don't have slippers that I wear. Even if I'm going to the trash chute, I change the slippers I put on when I go to the trash chute. Even the slippers that I wear out on the terrace or go down to the reception, they're not the same slippers I wear in the house. Those are my house slippers. They're right here. They don't touch. And if they do and I forget, like, oh, I forgot, wipe them down. Just saying. That's me, though. Anyways, Agata says, oh, look. It's not just the diaspora. Agata says Poland, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, shoes off. See? Oh, well, you know what? My friend in Germany, when I went to Cologne, we would take our shoes off when we went into his house too. He's German. Yep. Look, yep. So, just saying. Exactly. Sure. We always digress during our recaps. Shersa says, I have Crocs to wear outside and I have slippers for in the house, all separate. See? Same. I've been that way. Always been that way. See, look, I can't even pronounce whatever these symbols are. Jede? Jede? Same Kempire about the house shoes specifically for the house. Just saying. Just me. Anyways, all right, guys, we're gonna get to some callers in just a second. Callers, you have to respect the timer because I actually have a meeting shortly. Let me just double check because I'm sure I got a reminder. Yes, I got a reminder for my meeting. I have to get off of here literally a little bit after 2. I'm trying to get out of here by 2. Okay, but yeah. So Garcelle then reveals to Bose that Kyle revealed the text message that she had with PK, and it's not what Kyle has said that it's just jokes and memes. So Bose is like, what? Anyone else that was a little shocked too? Because I really did believe, do I think anything's going on between PK and Kyle? No. But I really did think that it was just memes and jokes. But Kyle gave us this information that we didn't ask for, and they're going to bring it up next week, and then Kyle's going to have that big crying moment, and I'm just like, I don't think that there's anything nefarious going on between Kyle and PK, but those be the ones. Honestly, there are a lot of affairs that happen. You would think, you had an affair with that one? I'm not saying that's happening with Kyle and PK, but we really shouldn't downplay it too much. Kai says, if it was just memes and I saw Dorit upset, I would have just showed it then. And that's part of the reason why Dorit was upset as well, is the fact, like, well, show me the conversation. Well, then Kyle reads the conversation to Erika, Garcelle, and Sutton, and clearly they were saying more. Laura says, I knew Kyle was lying. Okay. Doja says, I think the producers do take their shoes off. Yeah, they were probably wearing booties if they don't take their shoes off. I didn't see a bunch of shoes at Bose's door, so I'm assuming they probably wearing when people come into work in here, they put on the booties. They won't take their shoes off, which is fine. Yari says, I was shocked. I found it weird. She said to Garcelle before that PK calls her, but I was shocked to see her message. Yeah, it was weird. Like, inconsistent. Because before I was thinking, like, Kyle's not doing anything with PK. But then to find out, like, oh, no, you are having more conversations and you don't want to show Dorit what you said in a text message. In the after show, Kyle tried to justify. She was like, well, this was after Dorit shared my text message to Erika during the reunion. What? Kyle, your excuses this season. And look, I am no Dorit fan, as you already know. I am no Dorit fan. But Kyle, every excuse you've come up with why you are justified in your anger towards Dorit is so weird to me. Like, you've said things multiple times and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And now you bring up the text message that she shared, which we see on Housewives all the time, as your excuse for texting her estranged husband. I do believe that Dorit is being performative and trying to find an issue so she can keep her diamond. But I also think that you need a break from the show, and we need a break from you as well. Just saying. Agata says that Kyle is reaching. She sure is. All right. In live chat, we have almost 1,200 of you here. Let's get to 500 likes, and I'll drop the calling for the general audience. However, we already have a long line of people that are members backstage. If you're a member, I posted the call link on the community tab. Lady D, thank you for the super chat. Lady D says, I'm just here to start I'm just here to start a Virgos Who Love Kempire support group. I love the Virgos too. You guys know I do. And the fact that you guys still remain here despite all of the shade tells me how resilient you guys really are. Just saying. You got to give them credit. Because the way I drag Virgos, mind you, Lady D's a Virgo, Miss Esquire is a Virgo, Miss Esquire sent me, and they're not cheap. Look, they sending me super chats. Let me shimmy for the Virgos. Miss Esquire, thank you for the super chat. Miss Esquire says, the fact that Kyle read herself down in her own words was funny. A shade tree you planted for yourself, girl. Like, read the room. Mind you, that's what Dorit said to Garcelle when Garcelle says, how are you? Like, do you genuinely mean that? It's like Kyle, read the room. Garcelle, read the room. Oh, gosh. Agata, thank you so much for another super chat. Agata says, Kyle is always angry and crying. That is why it's so sad that she is a Capricorn. I can say for all Capricorns, Kyle, take another sign. I agree. Like, she's not representing Capricorns, but you know what? Tauruses don't represent that great on reality television either. There aren't a lot that do us justice on reality television. Candy might be the only one. Kim Zolciak is terrible. Quad. Like, Lord. All right. And don't remind me about the other terrible Dusty from Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right. Let me get to the callers. Okay, callers, let me put up my banner first, y'all callers, before y'all could get up here. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, or anything else. Everything they say is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Please respect the timer so that I can get to my appointment, or I'm just going to cut it off. Just saying. All right. All right, we're going to bring up Kai first. Hold on, Kai. Kai, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, yes, Wednesday. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, I took some notes so I can be quick. First of all, I did not know Regular Robin was my soror until I saw your TikTok. And that makes me even more disgusted with her. If she does not leave on this next batch of Trader episodes, I will be shaving my eyebrows off. But to get to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, let me just say this. The reason that I just can't see her for Garcelle is that I just don't understand the Sutton of it all. The fact that she's able to pick up on things that Dorit says when she's besties with the microaggression mommy, I just don't understand it. In 2025, I don't want to hear anybody, especially not a white woman, commenting on how articulate or well-spoken a black woman is. That rubbed me like a Brillo pad, and I can't see it. Also, is this Kyle's last season? Because she's been lying for quite some time, but I did not expect the editors to pull up the clips every single time she lied. And so that was crazy to me. Also, the picture, like the kiss on the back was very weird. However, it was in front of you. PK was also in the hug. And lastly, I also have a footy basket because that's real nasty. So
I need to get a footy basket. That's what I need to do. Thanks, Kai.
Yes, have a good day.
You too. Kai, not the microaggression mommy. I'm stealing it, Kai. All right, Barry's backstage. We're going to bring you up next. What's going on, Barry?
Hey, I'm good. I'm just waiting on my lunch to be delivered, so I had time to give a real quick comment. I agree with Kai. I've been thinking the exact same thing about Sutton. If Sutton wasn't friends with Garcelle and her comments are just taken up by themselves, all of y'all will be mad at her. Those are microaggressions to a T. So I don't get the sudden adoration for her. It makes no sense to me. I also think Kyle went to Bose's house was a mission. The way with the quickness she was able to pull out that photo from a screenshot of a show she was on and a hug she was a part of to justify a rumor while people were talking about her and Mo, that had nothing to do with the conversation. You went there to put that on TV, to bring it back into the viewer's face, to deflect from you texting your so-called friend's ex-husband while they're separated. If that is not diabolical, I don't know what is. And bringing it back to Bose can be objective and not have to listen to Dorit and take into account people's behaviors that she's witnessing. It is still wrong, and she can have an issue with Kyle because Kyle broke girl code. She can have an issue with that outside of being friends with Dorit. And so everyone trying to angle like, oh, Dorit's manipulating her, pulling over to her side, doesn't make sense. Give the woman some credit.
Okay.
She doesn't like what she's saying. It's not fair. So, but I got to go. My lunch is here.
Oh, excuse me. Thanks. Sorry to bother you. Enjoy lunch. Bye, Barry.
Thanks. Bye.
I appreciate conversations like this that we're having. Again, you don't have to agree with me, the audience. I will say, though, in regards to what Barry said, it was interesting to hear Erika say that she also agreed that Dorit was trying to sort of like pull Bose over as well. You know who doesn't get enough credit because they don't show her enough on this season of Beverly Hills is Jennifer Tilly. Her perspectives and insights on this group, including her own friend, are on point. And she said something about Bose this week that made me go, wow, Jennifer Tilly, I never thought about it that way, because she says Bose is a problem solver and she likes doing that. So it's almost like a martyr. And in a way, but she's also, we'll say problem solver instead of martyr. So I said that, I was like, oh, I never thought of it that way, Jennifer Tilly. But anyways, all right. O'Shea's backstage. We're going to bring O'Shea up next. O'Shea, what is going on?
Hey, Kempire. Okay, I didn't call to say this, but I will say this. I think the difference between Sutton and Dorit, well, to me, is when stuff has come up previously, Sutton has apologized, when she was corrected. The last 3 reunions, Dorit sat on business, refused to apologize to Garcelle, spent the bulk of her portion speaking at the last reunions, insisting how her behavior was okay. And at the last minute, she said, yeah, that's what it is. I mean, Dorit has said that her mother's best friend is black, so that excuses a lot of her behavior. I mean, and this past year, Dorit has spent months on Instagram following people who are wanted by the International Criminal Court, reposting all types of things about, what's going on in Gaza and stuff. So I think it is a very big difference between the two. And I do side eye Bozoma specifically for that reason, that to me, it's that Dorit said, oh, there's someone new. She's a person of color. Let me just use her to absolve me of my crimes. But she's fresh. But yeah. But yeah, just my 2 cents. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Amit says, don't forget Child Bride, what Dorit said about Crystal Kongminkoff. Good point. Okay. All right. Let me get to some more callers. All right. Oh, so I'm going to... And Kita, I'm going to bring up next. Hold on. What's going on?
Oh, hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be on the live because I've been following you since I was in Bombay. I have I have an insight. So about Dorit and I'm sorry about my English. It's a bit broken. It's not my first language.
It's fine.
About Dorit and Mauricio, they had Kyle brought it up during one Watch What Happens Live, and she was saying this is so ridiculous. This was just 6 or 7 months back. So she brought up this scene itself and said, it's so ridiculous that they are pairing them together and calling them swingers. And now she has a problem with it. I found that really, really weird.
Yeah. I agree. It didn't land for me. I was like, what are you saying here? Because she's denied it, as you said, multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm not going to take a lot of your time.
Thank you so much for calling in. I went to Mumbai. I had a good time. I love India. My visa expires, I think, this year for India. I had a 10-year visa. Maybe that's the next place I should go. All right. All right. Let me bring up Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. What up, though, everyone? I got a few observations for this episode.
Okay.
Because I have to use my third eye. Mm-hmm. Because when she said she called Mauricio and told him, well, I can't talk to PK anymore. And Mauricio said, that don't make any sense. As in, this is not real beef. As in, this is a made-up story for y'all both to have a storyline this season. So, what's the problem? Because for Dorit to be going at her like that, it means that you really think that your best friend for umpteen years is having an affair with your husband. For you to go in like that. Because you was ready to shake the table, as in K. Michelle voice. Because you're going at it like that. But we know this is not true.
Yeah.
and you trying to use that. It's the trope of the magical Negro who's going to come in and save me from my own self. That's what you're using Bozo for.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Bernice, for calling in.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, Lord. All right. We have Miss Sharon. It's so funny. Miss Sharon's backstage, too. How are y'all on the same schedule? What's going on, Miss Sharon?
How you doing, Kempire?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know how some people watch the intro to Real Housewives, whatever, and sometimes I miss it. But last night I was sitting down watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from last week, and then it went on to the second this week. And I just realized, and it dawned on me, Garcelle really does have a bad stylist. And the reason why I said that, because it seems like everybody was like dressed up like in the roaring 20s or old Hollywood. Garcelle looked a mess. And that wig, I think that was a synthetic wig because it didn't have a part and it was supposed to be a part, but it really wasn't a part. And I thought, oh my God, she needs to get a new stylist. I'm sorry.
Okay. You don't have to be sorry.
Yeah, I love Garcelle. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, Bose was on Deion Sanders' new show, I've Got Time, and he has a crush on her.
Back up. She's got a man, Keely.
I know. At first I thought, oh, that'd be a good couple. Then I thought, oh, wait a minute, I think she's got a man.
She got a man.
But something's not right with that man. If he's, 45, 49 years old, never had children, didn't have a girlfriend, something ain't right with that.
I mean, he's probably had a girlfriend, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That's all I had, Kempire. You have a great week.
You too, Miss Sharon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I mean, I kind of hinted that. Never mind. All right, Delon's backstage. I'm going to bring Delon up next. Delon, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. First of all, Deion Sanders has children. He coaches his son at Colorado State right now.
Uh-huh.
So he does, and a daughter who had a baby by Jacquees. So he has children.
Oh,
I know, right?
I know, I remember. Anyway, speak what you want to speak. The timer has started.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, first of all, Dorit and Kyle, I'm over their little beef, and I don't think the text exchange between PK and Kyle is that serious because I feel like she was just being a friend and not repeating what they've talked about or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Bose, my good eye is on her because I've never watched the after show because I haven't been intrigued this season as much as I was this episode to watch the after show because I didn't need any extra meaning because it wasn't nothing to give extra on besides this episode. But Bose, like, girl, I don't get the appeal for Dorit. There's no way you don't know how she speaks to people of color and her microaggressions as well. And I saw nothing wrong with what Sutton said about the infidelity because if you don't want your business out there, please exit my show. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Delon. Take care.
You too.
All right. We're going to take a couple more callers, guys, but then I have to go. All right. So Hayad is backstage. Hayad, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Before I get into Real House of Beverly Hills, I was part of the replay crew for Potomac, and God bless your callers, because I learned so much.
Oh.
So much. That was the best. But anyways, about Beverly Hills, I have a question for you, Kempire. Do you think Sutton brought up the infidelity on purpose because Kyle tried to make a snippet about like her iced tea being spiked, possibly?
You never know. Virgos are slick.
You know, I just felt that little sting. I just want to say Kyle is ridiculous with that fake receipt of the picture of Dorit hugging. I didn't understand what was their gameplay with that. And then I realized, I'm like, you were accusing Dorit of what you were doing. You thought that Dorit, this doesn't matter to her. Why is she picking a fuss? Well, clearly that situation didn't matter to you. And you're picking a fuss. I wish you would just follow what Garcelle said and just, go be a lesbian if you're a lesbian. And, Bye, Kyle. In the words of Todd, or whatever his name is. Anyways, Kempire, I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day.
You too, Hayad. Thank you for calling in. Bye. Guys, if you missed it, we did recap Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine on Monday, and then yesterday we had Tuesday Takeover where we had a soft launch. A soft launch. We're in discovery for Tuesday Takeover, but we did discuss a lot of reality television, but also a lot of hot topics as well. We also dropped a new update in regards to Diddy's legal battle, so be sure to check that out. All right, Indira, we're going to bring you up as our last caller. Indira, what did you want to share?
Hello, Kempire. Big fan. Watch you every single day.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that I think the only reason Dorit is friends with Bose is so nobody will call her a racist.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's all. I respect the timer.
Oh, you got 57 seconds.
And I like, what's her name? Sutton and Giselle, Garcelle. I'm sorry, Giselle. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Well, some people's
friendship. I don't think she's a racist like Dorit.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Some people did accuse. Some people did accuse Sutton of becoming friends with Garcelle to change the narrative that we still say it though about Sutton.
I think because she comes from the South, it's easy to pin that on her.
You don't think she got a little something?
I mean, they all got a little something.
Oh, God. All right.
Have a good day, Kempire.
Thank you, Indira. Take care. All right. Let me say thank you. We had another super chat. MD, thank you so much for the super chat. MD says, hold on. MD says, not about an affair, it's about divorce. Wait, I think you mean PK? PK wants to prepare or protect it. Oh, wait, no, Dorit. Dorit wants to prepare or protect if PK files. She doesn't hear her friend sharing info that could hurt her in court. I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair, but it looks like Kyle told on herself. Kyle definitely told on herself this week in regards to her receipts that weren't landing. Her receipts for me were definitely not landing, but it is what it is. Kyle, I think people are over you. I think the only reason why people are singing for Dorit this season is because of how much people dislike you. But I also don't believe Dorit and this narrative she wants to paint about her divorce or separation and her issues with Kyle. I don't believe any of it. I don't. But I have to say, I was entertained. If you guys had to rate this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how would you rate it? I would give it an 8. I thought it was solid. But if we're going to be continuing to talk about beef between Kyle and Dorit, I'm not interested. I'm already kind of bored with that. But it seems like they're in a better place. I think that's what they said recently. They're in a better place now. But they won't be in a better place at the reunion because they're going to rehash all of this stuff. Okay. And it will be interesting to see the group talk about their relationship with Bose and Bose's relationship with Dorit during the reunion. That will be interesting. But it seems that, people were worried that Bose and Garcelle would be separated during the season, but they show a lot of love to each other. It was nice to finally get a scene with Garcelle and Bose together. But we shall see. Bose and her 170-something besties. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to Washington, D.C. in less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Like, how many days? We're on 8 days. Look, 8 days. So, anyways, go get your tickets today. And New York City, you're up right after that. More information on the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to a city near you. Go get your tickets right now. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.